Welcome to the Academy of Civil Service. I think you all have watched in news recently regarding the flood in Pakistan. Now let me ask you a question. Can you ecologically relate the flood in Pakistan to anything with relation in civil service? Are you being able to get any answer? Well, let me tell you why this flood is happening, especially at this season when almost the monsoon should have ended. It's nothing but it's the impact of global warming, the villain which is creating the majority of the problem. And since I am talking about global warming, if you have read the newspaper, then I'm pretty sure you also have come across a term in the news which is called as polar amplification with respect to Arctic amplification. Now what is polar amplification? The tremendous increase in global warming, thereby resulting into the melting of the ice caps, glaciers towards the North Pole or towards the South Pole. Let us have a picture here. You can see the globe here itself. This is our North Pole, and towards the South we have the South Pole, and every one of us know the North Pole and South Pole, both the poles are entirely covered with snow, and these are the regions, these are the polar regions in which you can see the effect of global warming to be as the tremendous one. Now, if you ask me why this is happening, why polar amplification, why Arctic amplification, why they are happening majorly in those areas, why the effects are more in the polar region compared to the equatorial or the other parts of the globe? Well, there are three important reasons. Let me tell you. One reason is the ice albedo feedback. This is one reason. Second reason is the lapse rate feedback. And third reason is the water vapor feedback. Now, in this video, regarding all these feedbacks, be it ice albedo, water vapor or lapse rate feedback, we will learn about this, how they are happening, why they are happening, every detail we will learn. And if you find this video beneficial, if you like this video, you can like it, you can share it, and you can subscribe to our channel. Plus, if you want to join any course on Academy of Civil Service, we provide full coaching in relation to civil service, be it UPSC or any state level PSC. You can visit our website www.acsindiais.com and you can check the courses that are present, and definitely if we can help you, we will be happy to assist you in our upcoming sessions. Coming to the first point regarding the cause, the ice albedo feedback. Albedo. Do you know what is albedo? Albedo means reflectivity. Reflectivity of the ice. Imagine if you are having a mirror. If you place a mirror in front of you and if you allow the sunlight to fall on the mirror, what will happen? Obviously, the rays will be reflected back. This is what is happening in the polar region. Let us take the example of the Arctic region. If you take the example of the Arctic region, the entire snow-covered region, the ice that is covering the Arctic region is acting like a mirror, whereby the sunlight, when they fall on the ice surface, it will get reflected back into the space, thereby preventing the warming of that area. And you see, obviously, the formation of ice, it has a specific reason now, right? But unfortunately, you see, tremendous global warming is taking place. Greenhouse gas emission, be it from the developed nations or developing nations like India, US, India, China, European Union, these countries are the major emitter of the greenhouse gases. Since they are emitting greenhouse gases tremendously, greenhouse gases, just because we are emitting here doesn't mean that it will remain here. It will move towards the other places. It will also flow towards the poles as well. Effect of greenhouse gases will be seen there as well, right? So since greenhouse gases are present, obviously global warming will be there. If there is global warming, we all know one major impact of global warming is the melting of the ice. Now, I have told you, ice acts like a mirror. Now, due to global warming, if ice is getting melted, ice will melt into water. And when sunlight falls into water, what will happen? Water absorbs the sunlight. It doesn't cause reflection just like the eyes do. It causes absorption, thereby it will further increase the temperature in the Arctic region. It will increase the temperature in its surrounding, leading to further increase in the warming of the temperature, further increase in warming, thereby amplifying. Amplifying means increasing, amplification of the polar region. This is a very important cause. I hope you have understood the first reason. Now, coming to the second reason, lapse rate feedback. Let us come to the term of atmosphere. You all know the types. How many types are there, right? If you consider about atmosphere, we have the troposphere. After troposphere, we have the stratosphere, we have the mesosphere, and so on. Forget about the rest. Let us consider only the troposphere. This is the troposphere. In troposphere, when you are moving above in altitude from the surface towards the up, what happens? Whether the temperature increases or decreases. Imagine you were climbing up a hill or a mountain, you were climbing the Himalaya. What will you feel? Will you feel the temperature to increase or the temperature to decrease? Obviously, the temperature will decrease, right? That means in troposphere, as you are moving towards higher altitude, the temperature decreases. At the end point of the troposphere, imagine at the end point of the troposphere where temperature is very less. Because of the less amount of temperature, the greenhouse gases are not being able to stay there much. As there is less amount of greenhouse gases, therefore the impact of global warming is also less. If the impact of global warming is less, obviously we understand everything will be fine in the earth, right? But nowadays, we have seen global warming is happening because of multiple reasons. Due to multiple reasons, as global warming is happening, that means obviously greenhouse gases are more. Because of the increase in greenhouse gases, what is happening? There is simultaneous increase in temperature, be it on the surface of the troposphere or towards the end point of the troposphere. Obviously, compared to the previous point that I have explained, now the temperature towards the end point of the troposphere is also increasing. Now as the troposphere at the end point, as the temperature increases, the greenhouse gas will also accumulate more. As the greenhouse gas accumulates, it will result into further effect of global warming. This is what we call it as the lapse rate feedback. Increase in temperature towards the end point of the troposphere, leading to global warming, leading to increase in greenhouse gas, thereby affecting the entire areas. This is another effect which is also leading to polar amplification, specifically the Arctic amplification. Now coming to the third point, the water vapor feedback. We all know that carbon dioxide is a major greenhouse gas, right? This is the reason for which multiple times many countries have been criticized that they are the highest emitter of carbon dioxide, so we should come to a process by which the carbon emission should be minimized. But what do you think? Is carbon dioxide the only greenhouse gas? Yeah, it's the villain. But carbon dioxide is not the only greenhouse gas. Apart from carbon dioxide, if I have to tell you, water vapor is also another greenhouse gas. And for your information, water vapor contributes to the maximum amount of greenhouse gas. So my question is, in this session, I have given you the example, one of carbon dioxide, another of water vapor as major greenhouse gas. Apart from this two, will you be able to tell me what are the other greenhouse gases that you know which are responsible for the causing of global warming? If you know the answer, you can definitely comment down your answer in the comment box below. Now, coming back to the water vapor feedback, obviously because of the other effects thereby causing global warming, we have seen that global temperature is increasing. As global temperature increases, there will be higher rate of evaporation. Whatever are the major water sources, let us consider the river, the streams, lakes, ponds, seas and oceans, whatever the aquatic sources are there, water will get converted into water vapor. As water is getting converted into water vapor, Water vapor, I have told you, it's also a greenhouse gas. That means more and more amount of water vapor will be accumulating in the surroundings, in our atmosphere. If more water vapor accumulates in the atmosphere, definitely, I hope you understand, in this way there will be increased amount of global warming, thereby resulting into the entire heating of the earth or the globe. Also a major cause of the polar amplification, more specifically the Arctic amplification. Now, since we have understood the reason behind global warming, polar amplification or Arctic amplification, now an important part is, what are the consequences? What will happen if in this way, at this rate, tremendously, the Arctic amplification, if it takes place, what will be the consequence? Obviously, we can understand a very important consequence will be melting of the snow caps, ice, glaciers, right? As all these snow caps, ice, glaciers, if it melts, it will turn into water. It will help in, not actually help, but in a negative way I'm talking about. Instead, what will happen? There will be rise in the sea level. As there is rise in the sea level, you can understand there will be submerging of many of the places which are low-lying areas, be it some islands, be it some low-lying areas. Many of the places will get submerged, and if it gets submerged, it will result into loss, tremendous loss of biodiversity. Now, if there is tremendous loss of biodiversity, then I hope you understand there will be ecological imbalance. Now, what do you think? If there is ecological imbalance, do you think we, being human beings, will we be able to survive? No, right? It's completely impossible to survive, because we human beings are not islands. We are not islands, we cannot survive alone, we are not the kings and queens. We need everyone's help, everyone, every species in our surroundings are important, and we can correlate, we are correlating with them, and their existence are making our existence susceptible. We are existing together. This entire phenomenon of Arctic amplification is not only impacting the other parts of the world, but also it's creating a high impact, huge impact on India as well. Due to the melting of the ice caps in the Arctic region or in the polar region, with the combined effect of the warming temperature in the Arabian Sea, together they are creating high ends of monsoon in our places. Basically talking about the Indian subcontinent, along with, you can consider Pakistan as well. At this point of time, we shouldn't have thought about monsoon. It's the time of autumn, right? The bright sky, the blue sky with the white clouds, such a wonderful thing to watch. Now, at this season, at this period, if you are thinking, if we are experiencing the monsoon, then it's a thing to worry, my dear aspirants. So, now, from this session, I hope you have understood a lot of things, how global warming can be harmful. It's just the beginning, and more to come. As we are moving towards the upcoming years, you will see our land of India, not only India, the entire globe will be highly affected because of the phenomenon of Arctic amplification and global warming. So you can definitely, as a civil service aspirant, when you will become a civil servant, an IS officer or another state level officer, definitely it's your duty to think of ways how you will be able to reduce all things, how will you create awareness. Thank you for watching the video.